Greetings. Thought I'd start with giving you a chance to see my view. Came down here to do a little tuning of myself. Long Beach, near the shore. And I thought it would be really cool to take this chance to talk to you all a little bit about some of what I see is the magic of meditation and what meditation can do for us, how we can use it, even in the most simple, basic ways. Let me see if I can flip this now. All right. Hello. So, meditation, remember that word really just, when you look it up in a dictionary, it means to focus our attention on something. And it has gotten correlated with this idea of quieting the mind. And most people nowadays think of meditation as something we might do to calm ourselves down, to get centered. Yeah. But there's so much that can happen in meditation. And for me too, the more that I play with it, and even when I don't use it as much, I learn so much about how it helps me. And then when I get to hear from my friends and people I get to work with who are using meditation in various ways, hearing how they find it benefits them is just so cool. And it's so progressive because it's really like a therapy that you get to do to yourself. I think therapy that we get to do with others is awesome. And I love the idea of a therapy that we do to ourselves, for ourselves, and even on a more of a preventative basis. But certainly helps if we're already in the midst of some things, some feelings, some realizing that could use some therapizing. Yes, so magic of meditation. And I love now using this word magic more because the way I see it, when we talk about magic, we really could be talking about realizing our own power and how much our energy affects so much, and how much our awareness and attention and focus and intentions affect so much. So realizing the magic that is us is part of what I love in using this word magic more. So not that it's something outside of us that we're tapping into, but something inside of us that we're tapping into. And so yes, right there, that's some of the magic of meditation right away that we could see on a deeper level, is that it's tapping us into our magic, really, and that it's magical to do such things. But yeah, what does that mean? Well, and meditation, what do I do when I feel like I'm meditating, like coming down here to the beach? What changes to make it a meditation versus just sitting on the beach? Well, it doesn't have to be a lot, in my opinion, to call this a meditation, because again, really anything we do or put our attention on can be a form of meditation. So like even smelling a flower, reading a book, watching a TV show is a meditation, right? That is going to have its own effect on us. But when I come down here and I'm sitting here and I decide, okay, so I'm going to meditate now. Like, what do I change to make it more officially a meditative experience for me? That might actually tune me. Well, first of all, and yeah, just choosing to come down here is an element of tuning, right? Because being down here is going to affect how I feel and how I focus. And so that already is bringing in a shift in what I'm meditating on right now just to get myself down here and to be on the sand and hearing the water and feeling the breeze and even seeing the fellow humans and animals down here enjoying it. But then, yeah, what are some classic tools that I add to call it more meditation and get the curative benefits of what might be part of meditation? Would be, yeah, for sure, getting comfortable in a position that feels good. So I might be sitting, I might be laying down, I might change positions. I'm probably going to change positions because my body doesn't want to sit still for tons of time, and that seems natural and normal. But yeah, finding a comfortable position. And then I start to get into relaxing more, and usually there's a lot of that to be done when I take a look at how I'm holding myself. And in fact, like today, I'm noticing I'm feeling so much energy inside, and I don't know if this is just like a personal thing because I have a lot of cool creative projects happening and coming through, and various, aspects of life that I'm watching and maybe even could worry about. And so all various reasons I might have like this extra energy today. But maybe it's part of this Mercury retrograde thing. I don't know. But yeah, so whatever it is, part of my meditative approach would be to just start to notice that. Like, how am I actually feeling right now? And then a big tool that helps right away is non-judgment. To be willing to just observe, notice whatever is true in my body, in how my energy feels, in my mood, in what's happening in my mind. So becoming more of an observer is a shift. Becoming more of a listener with myself is a meditative shift. In that non-judgment, and maybe even more towards self-love would be an aim or an idea. And then also becoming more present with the moment, letting that bring me more present to hear the sounds more, feel the sensations more, as part of getting more in a meditative mode. And just continuing to deepen that listening with myself. Noticing what's on my mind, what I'm feeling about, again, how the body's doing. And I may be continuing to remind myself to relax and re-relax and re-relax. Especially as I'm noticing those things and feeling those things. And, breath can help. Because we're breathing anyways, right? But sure, becoming a little more conscious of my breath can have some of those meditative effects. And then also using my breath as an agent of energy and even shift and response to what I'm feeling and noticing, I'll find myself too. So I may just intuitively start to breathe a little more fully and deeply, especially as I'm noticing sensations, feelings, thoughts. And I guess for me it is all about like going towards more relaxed, more at ease, more of a softness, more of a presence with my intention and my senses. And then in the mind, becoming even more that listener, more present, more noticing. And then sure, I want to do like a whole series on what the heck is this quiet mind thing? What do we really think? So my current stance on this, and maybe I'll decide I'm totally full of it at some point, but is I think we've gotten a little off track thinking we're supposed to try to establish this quiet mind for long periods of time. I'm more interested in like, few seconds of quiet mind, what happens? So, and letting the moment help that. Like maybe the sounds help my mind get more quiet because I'm listening instead of thinking. Maybe I use imagery to help clear and quiet my mind for some of those seconds. I love the windshield wipe idea that I got from Eric Shiffman years ago. I like to add that. And of course, these are all things you could do on your mat as well, as part of adding a meditative approach to the exercises and what can really make it yoga. But yeah, so maybe I'm also playing with letting these elements create some moments of quiet, refresh. Again, it could be like a clearing of the canvas. And that's just cool to know that to do that can, we now know, like boost creativity, even shifts our thoughts and thought patterns. And so I don't, yeah, because that's where I wonder, like, is this quiet mind idea more of like a bypassing of, what is? Is it really the goal to like try to erase it all and overcome? So, but yeah, becoming more of a listener, observer, and even a lover of what we're noticing, right? And that's where I can see too that meditation can just be a lot about coming back in connection with ourselves. And the magic of it is that it just gives us that chance to tune into what is true for us right now. Because if we hadn't stopped and listened and noticed and felt, we may not have noticed. And we might have just like pushed forward and lived from there. And now we're having a chance to see it and feel it and notice it and even process it and free it up and even shift things and reconnect with even how we want to be feeling and seeing things, and starting to see those feelings as guidance, even if you like that. And that often it might be a chance to see if we're really focusing in a way that doesn't really align with who we really are, or that more loving part of us, or even that more spiritual part of us, and that may be why it feels so bad. So there's so many shifts, so much therapy that can go on in that magical time that we could call meditation, that is therapy, and that is changing us, and that is tuning us, and shaping us, and helping us. And again, I'm really so much different and better with everybody after and when I'm doing more of this for myself. And that's another note. Remember that tip, that the benefits of meditation, we may or may not feel the benefits during the actual meditation. The actual meditation may not feel like bliss. But often if we give it enough time, we will get to the moments where it feels more like relaxation and bliss and calm. I've been listening to different teachers on this, and, some would say after about, I don't know, it could, and maybe that's what it's about playing for you. If you find that there's a certain amount of time you need to get to a point where it feels a little more like you've reestablished yourself in that way you want to feel, or that perspective, or that ease, or that spiritualness, or whatever it is for you. But yeah, the more that we can do that, and then just be willing to notice when we need to do that too. That's what's cool, is like, whether it's because of the energy we're noticing, the way we're feeling, the way our body's feeling, the way our mind's going, the way we're responding to the people that we love, all of that can be reasons to use the magic of meditation. And yeah, and then awesomely, things do get even more obviously magical as we tune into our own magic, right? I noticed that. So, again, this is all really privileged conversation. I really want to always acknowledge that. But I also like thinking that these approaches are very like self-guided, and you don't need anyone else. You don't even have to spend money to be in this lifestyle. I mean, I don't know. It's still all a matter of privilege and time, but and you can do some of this dropping in all sorts of situations. Yeah. All right. I guess that's it for now. Hope that was helpful for you, and thanks for listening as I share a little of my story, what I'm realizing, some of the magic of meditation, and how we can use it, how we can do it in the simplest ways. And then, yeah, if you also want to add in imagining all sorts of cool things, guided journeys, there's so many cool things you can do when you're in that space. But you don't have to. It can just be that looking, that listening, that noticing, that feeling, that quieting, that reconnecting. And it can be that simple and that easy, and it can be just you and you doing it. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Love you, my friends. Namaste.